Hello, welcome to Telecom Weekly, your flagship program on telecom and ICT. The program aims at educating, informing and updating you with the latest trends, issues, news and developments in the telecom and ICT sectors, particularly in Nigeria. Telecom Weekly is sponsored by the telecom regulator, the Nigerian Communications Commission, NCC. At NCC, we protect and promote interests of consumers against unfair practices. Once again, welcome. I am your host, Oluwatobi Enitan. Founder and Global Chairman of Bharti Airtel Global Group commends NCC for its leadership role in Africa. Telecom regulator receives recognition award from the Nigerian Academy of Engineering. Second quarter industry consumer advisory open forum held. These are the stories we will be featuring in today's episode of Telecom Weekly. Please stay with us.
On NCC Telecom Weekly, we bring you innovations, trends, policies and stakeholders, redefining all sectors of our economy today. Here, you'll see the actors, policymakers and creativity that will shape your mind and business for growth in line with today's reality.
Join us every Monday on NTA Network, 10 p.m. and every Friday on Radio Nigeria FRCN Network,
8 p.m. NCC, Connecting Nigeria.
The executive management of Bharti Airtel Global Group, led by Sunil Bharti Mattal, founder and chairman, was at the Nigerian Communications Commission Corporate Headquarters, Abuja, on a courtesy visit. Besides commending the regulatory guidance of the industry by the Commission under the leadership of Professor Umar Garba Dambata, the need to enhance the industry's investment climate formed part of the discussions.
The executive management of Bharti Airtel Group Global recently paid a courtesy visit to the Nigerian Communications Commission (NCC) at the head office in Abuja. The team was received by Professor Umar Garba Dambata, the executive vice chairman and CEO. Led by the founder and global chairman of Bharti Airtel, Sunil Bharti Mattal, the delegation consisted of the Africa Group Chief Executive, Segun Ogunsoya, and other members of their management team. On its part, the NCC team had in attendance Barrister Deleke Adeolu, the Executive Commissioner, Stakeholder Management, Ruben Moka, Director Public Affairs, Helen Obi, Director Legal and Regulatory Affairs, amongst others. Professor Dambata, while welcoming the Bharti Airtel team, recalled efforts made by Nigeria to achieve universal access and promote the growth of the digital economy. He thus commended the positive contributions and efforts of the Airtel Group through their interest and vast investments in the Nigerian telecom space, which has aided the commendable growth of the nation's economy.
We pride ourselves by saying we are Africa's largest telecoms market. And I believe this is your largest market today in terms of investment and subscriber numbers. So I have associated with your CEO Africa this past 8 years. We've been good friends. Not just the relationship is not just between an operator and a regulator. It's much, much deeper than that. I enjoyed working with him. We put heads together on several occasions to confront issues, bedeviling, the growth of the industry, including the issue of that critical national infrastructure, which, you mentioned before, Mr. President. I met it when I came here, and I came here about 8 years ago, and it's still around. It has refused simply to go. Right. One issue you did not mention is the issue of right of way. To be honest with you, we're having difficulties in deployment of the needed infrastructure that's required in order to drive, effective and efficient, telecommunication services.
The executive vice chairman also noted that Airtel's acquisition of the 5G license and subsequent launch further demonstrates its belief in the vibrant Nigerian telecom and business environment, describing it as most encouraging and deserving of commendation with hopes for improved service delivery.
Let me congratulate you on your 5G launch. We were all eagerly waiting for the rollout by Airtel. We know the difference it will make as usual when a big operator, rolls out additional services we hope to see the subscriber numbers, going up. We hope to see broadband penetration rising. We hope to see more Nigerians, experiencing the 5G, quality experience, okay? And this will enhance the way and manner businesses are conducted. As you are aware, it's fast, the speed is fast because of the low latency, as well as very efficient.
While appreciating the efforts of Airtel in Nigeria and Africa, the EVC restated the NCC's commitment towards enhancing market growth through regulation. In response, the global chairman Bharat Airtel, Sunil Bharat Mittal, expressed his appreciation to the NCC for its leadership foresight and initiatives that have led to the phenomenal growth of the industry in Nigeria, thereby making it unarguably the largest market in Africa.
Country after country after country, we are seeing that telecom sector requires massive investments.
Yes, consolidation.
Europe, US, India, consolidation. Excellency, India had 12 operators, 12. And everybody was struggling. Now we're down to 2.5. I think half may go. It may be 2 for 1.5 billion people. Now you have enough scale, enough capital to give low tariffs. So the tariffs are low and you can still invest massively. I am putting out 300,000 towers of 5G in 2 years. It will be the biggest rollout anywhere in the world of $10 billion in India, because you have strengthened the spine of the telecom companies.
Mr. Bharat Mittal subsequently suggested that the NCC should put in place an evaluation system of customer market share to determine the true functional members of each operator and real market contribution to the sector. Speaking on the issue of rights of way, the Global Airtel Group chairman referenced the Indian example and the need for comparatives with Nigeria with a view to driving more growth and consumer satisfaction.
Spectrum is the lifeline of this industry.
Absolutely.
We only need spectrum for our life. We breathe, it's like oxygen for us. So far you have been very good, but we need some more spectrum in the lower bands, and we will make an application, seek your support on that.
Right.
So these are some of the things. Right away, you're right, I should have picked it up, I forgot. India also struggled for 10 years on right of way.
10 years?
Yeah, because it was state-wise.
Yes.
Now they made a central regulation they made. Right of way is now a national priority, and every state government has been told to sign up, and they have all done it now.
In its response, the EVC stated that the NCC has put in place good regulatory mechanisms, but noted that some of the commendable policies in Nigeria require systemic implementation and enforcement for the greater good of the nation at large.
With regards to the right of way, when I came, there is a National Economic Council document where it was clearly stated, and it is still stated there, that the right of way is harmonized and fair at 143, 45 naira per lens meter. What is lacking is power to enforce. We have all the regulations in the right places in Nigeria, but why we fail is because there is no power of enforcement.
Segun Ogunsanya, Airtel Africa Group Chief Executive, pointed some key areas of challenges affecting their operations, such as high cost of operations, difficulty in securing foreign exchange, exorbitant cost of providing energy to power telecom infrastructure. He therefore called on the Nigerian Communications Commission to consider the exigencies of cost of services in order to safeguard the operators from tough economic climate.
If you know what we faced in the last couple of months, it's been a difficult period for us. We've suffered the impact of diesel. You know, all of us, I use diesel for power besides. Diesel price almost tripled in the last financial year. No succor for us. We've seen the impact of the organization of the currency. Prices are going to go up. Prices are going up. So how do you want us to survive? You must remain the poster boy of this industry. So EBC, we need your immediate intervention.
President Bola Tinubu had earlier received the Airtel Global Group chairman and his team while assuring of his administration's commitment towards providing a better business climate for multinational organizations to thrive.
The 2023 Academy Technology Dinner and Lecture organized by the Nigerian Academy of Engineering has been held in Lagos. A high point of the event was the conferment of an appreciation award on the Platinum category on the Nigerian Communications Commission for the Commission's overall contribution to the development of the engineering profession on Nigeria.
This one is beyond me because what Prof has done for us. This is for Professor Dambata, but also NCC has really been very, very good to us.
The Nigerian Academy of Engineering, NAE, one of the highest professional bodies in the engineering field in the country, has presented a Platinum Award to the Nigerian Communications Commission, NCC, in recognition and appreciation of its support to the activities of the Academy towards enhancing economic growth in the digital space. The Executive Vice Chairman of NCC, Professor Umar Garuba Dambata, received the award at the 2023 Academy Technology Dinner and Lecture organized by NAE at the Federal Palace Hotel, Lagos. NAE is a not-for-profit and non-governmental organization established with the core purpose of promoting excellence in technological and engineering training and practice to ensure technological advancement and economic development in Nigeria. The EVC, speaking to the media shortly after receiving the award, said the NCC is delighted to have been recognized once again for its contributions to the activities of the Engineering Academy and to the advancement of the nation's economic development.
I couldn't have done the, good work, we have been doing over these past 8 years without their support and cooperation. And as such, we are delighted that the public is watching, is listening and observing what we are doing. And a testimony to this fact is the award we have just been given, the Platinum Category Award by the highest or the FX engineering body in the country. I want to assure you and the general public that the Nigerian Communications Commission will do whatever it can within its mandate to bring out impactful initiatives that will drive, the transformation, the digital transformation process that we're pursuing that will make telecommunication services pervasive and affordable.
According to him, the Commission has made various interventions through its collaborative initiatives over the past years, which would not have been achieved without the support and cooperation of the Academy. He expressed his delight to receive the Platinum Award on behalf of the Commission, while he assured the public that the NCC will work within its mandate to implement initiatives that will drive the digital transformation process to making telecommunication services pervasive and affordable for all citizens of the country. The EVC also mentioned some of the programs implemented by the Commission targeted at the youth that will enable access to services in order to steer them in the fast-growing digital space.
We have an important initiative, targeted at the youth, where we conduct trainings in all the 6 geopolitical zones. And during the course of the training, we provide them with laptops, about 100 per geopolitical zone. The one for this year has been done successfully. In addition to the laptop, there is a lump sum of 20,000 naira to enable them, set up something, using the laptops. And we also give them a MiFi that will give them access, to services, in order to drive, this important initiative that we're doing.
The organizer and president of NAE, Engineer Zikiwe Peter Onoalu, further appreciated the Commission for its consistency in supporting the Academy, especially since the assumption of Professor Dambata as the EVC and CEO of the Telecoms regulator. He explained that NCC received the award due to its regulatory stance, which has ensured the provision of an enabling environment for the telecom industry. He further advised the Commission to continue the good work with its technology, internet supply, connectivity and quality regulation for the reason the award is presented and to enable them to do more.
All the networks are controlled by NCC and they've been doing a great job, and we've been working with them. We advise them, we give them some of the information they need. So they have been doing well, and that's why you see the digital technology is working. Today our phones are working, internet is working, and they are regulating very well. So because of that, we decided to appreciate them, and we hope that when we appreciate them, they do more.
the 2023 Academy Technology Dinner Lecture had in attendance members of the NCC management, industry players, and other stakeholders.
You can always be a part of this program by joining us via our multiple social media platforms. For inquiries on this program, you can send a mail to telecomweekly@ncc.gov.ng. For further details about the activities of the Commission, visit www.ncc.gov.ng.
Have you heard of the Nigerian Communications Commission NCC 622 toll-free number? Do you have any complaints about the services rendered by your service provider? Have you complained to your network provider? Are you dissatisfied with the way the complaint was handled? What are you waiting for? Call 622 NCC toll-free number. 622 is your last resort to complaint resolution. 622 is not available at weekends and public holidays. Take advantage of us so no one takes advantage of you.
Combating e-fraud on telecom platform, building consumer confidence in the digital economy was the theme of the second quarter open forum of the Industry Consumer Advisory Forum, ICAF, which held in Lagos. The forum, organized by the NCC, focuses on how technologies can address the menace of e-fraud.
An assembly of industry experts and telecom regulator, operators and consumers of telecommunication services met in Lagos for consultations on cybercrime and e-fraud, recommending immediate step-up of current efforts to mitigate the menace which has led to huge losses in the economy. The meeting, which was held under the auspices of Industrial Consultative Advisory Forum (ICAV), promoted by the Nigerian Communications Commission (NCC), analyzed the trends of cybercriminality and e-fraud and concluded on the need to take proactive measures to safeguard the trust and confidence of the consumers. Therefore, Professor Umar Garuba Dambata, the Executive Vice Chairman NCC, highlighted the need to conduct regular audits and assessments to verify compliance and encourage a culture of cybersecurity within the industry.
This techno-economic paradigm shift has ushered in a new culture of openness, one of sharing, and one of self-organization. So this new culture has profoundly changed the way and manner we engage each other, we collaborate with one another, as well as the way and manner we innovate. Okay, so this is the beauty of this, the way the network has shaped our environment.
Professor Dambata added that an unsecured network puts the personal data of consumers at risk, stressing that the type approval of equipment policy of the NCC was part of measures put in place by the Commission to ensure that telecom equipment and devices do not undermine the security and safety of Nigerians.
We need to deliberately put in place and implement to guard against e-fraud in the Nigerian telecommunications ecosystem. And the past point of putting these measures, is the networks, the telecommunication networks. If we want Nigerians to continue to patronize services hosted by the networks, we have established the Computer Security Incidents Response Team that is from time to time providing advisory on cybersecurity challenges to telecommunications companies as well as to consumers in order to ensure they do not lose their data, personal data, or their earnings. We equally have explained what the Office of the National Security Advisor is doing through the NG sought. The mobile network operators equally incorporate in their networks measures to guard against cybersecurity and erosion of safety and security. All these are measures designed to inspire confidence in consumers to continue to patronize telecommunication services in the country because of the important role telecommunications play in this country.
ICAF Chair Emeka Akpas gave an insight into how this affects consumers while indicating the intent to creating new approaches towards combating e-fraud on the telecommunications platforms and fostering ways of building consumer confidence in the digital economy.
Fraud has escalated as digital adoption has increased. The situation requires that most organizations simultaneously combat fraud and provide customers with a seamless digital experience. Digital adaptation leapfrogged a decade in days during the COVID-19 pandemic, accelerating the shift to digital and multi-channel client service that began in the 2010s. The pandemic-driven boost to e-economy is estimated to have exceeded 200 billion in 2020 and 2021. Increased digital adoption has enabled new forms of fraudulent activities, and amplified the importance of effective fraud management.
In his welcome address, Al-Qasim Abubakar Umar, Director Consumer Affairs Department, NCC, said reports have it that Nigerians have lost about 12.5 billion naira to financial crimes committed through the use of telecoms enabled platforms in the past 4 years.
E-fraud poses a significant threat to our society as it undermines the trust and confidence in our digital platforms, hampers economic growth, and adversely impacts lives of our citizens. As a regulatory authority responsible for overseeing the telecommunication industry, the NCC recognizes its duty to safeguard the interests of consumers and protect integrity of our digital ecosystem. This forum provides us with an opportunity to come together as stakeholders, including telecom operators, financial institutions, law enforcement agencies, government bodies, and concerned citizens to collaborate and devise effective strategies to combat e-fraud.
The panel session at the event was moderated by Dr. Bayero Agabi, where various issues related to the theme were raised. The panelists were drawn from Nigerian Communications Commission, Central Bank of Nigeria, the Nigerian Police Force, Association of Licensed Telecom Operators of Nigeria, Consumer Advocacy Group, and legal practitioners.
There is what is called an insider threat. These insider threats also help in some instances in aiding the criminals outside. So in these instances, if a bank or an organization has a criminal within the staff, it's difficult to track and it's difficult to track to deal with, because the consumer's data or the subscriber data or the can be given out at any time by this criminal inside.
All the operators, I think they've upgraded their networks to meet with whatever insecurity or cyber insecurity that is coming. The NCC has mandated everybody to upgrade their swim swap platform, which we have given a kind of security.
E-fraud poses a significant threat to the acceptance and growth of the digital economy drive of the country, as it undermines consumer trust and confidence in digital platforms, while adversely impacting the lives of the victims. NCC remains committed to its mandate of creating an enabling environment for the sustainable growth of the telecommunications sector. Accordingly, the forum served as a platform to expand the sphere of consumer education through best practices, knowledge exchange, and exploring innovative solutions to stay ahead of the ever-evolving tactics used by criminals to commit e-fraud.
Our story on e-waste wraps up today's episode of Telecom Weekly. But before we go, don't forget, you can always be a part of this program by joining us via our multiple social media platforms. For inquiries on this program, you can send a mail to telecomweekly@ncc.gov.ng. For further details on the activities of the Commission, visit www.ncc.gov.ng. Telecom Weekly is brought to you by the Nigerian Communications Commission (NCC). Until we come your way again next week, I am Oluwatobi Enito, saying bye for now.